Introducing first the challenger from London, James Mason! And introducing the man that's held that championship for more than 1.5 years, defending it all across the UK, from Stapleford, Nottingham, the current and reigning Megaslam Wrestling Champion, the Warrior, Paul Malen! Let's ring the bell and get this match underway.
Yeah, I think since Paul Malen grew his hair, he looks a meaner character. When he had that short hair, he just wasn't quite there, but he's got that longer hair now, sort of that wet, greasy style, and makes him a meaner man in that ring.
It does make him look a lot more mean. As with that lockup, both men like kind of jousting for position here.
Whoa,
Paul
he's
Malen
using
his strength to push James Mason to the corner. But the crowd definitely respecting the clean break. Definitely a lot of respect between the two wrestlers. Ooh. Very aggressive lockup. And James Mason using some of that technical ability to take the wrist, and he's really, really working over that wrist. We see some quickness there at Paul Malen.
Yeah, without a doubt, two of the biggest stars at Megaslam. They've got everything, haven't they? They've got the look, they've got the style, they've got the pace, and one thing, they've got the technical ability. And at the moment, the crowd don't know on whose side to bat. I'm still batting on Malen's side. Obviously, I'm going to bat on Mason's side. But once again, we've talked about the technical ability of James Mason, and he looks like he's got the left arm of Malen in his sights.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be his focus throughout the match. He's really, really working over that left arm. Oh, but I think Paul Malen's got the same idea. Oh, wow. Very, very quick exchange there. James Mason into the headlock, and now a side head chancery. Paul Malen really battling to get out of this now. Trying to use those massive arms, and it worked, and a nice arm drag there by Paul Malen.
Yeah, this is technical wrestling in the Premier Division, and a lot of you youngsters out there watching this match, this is where the bread and butter of wrestling is, technical ability. It's not all about high flying and your 450s and your moonsaults. It's all about this, the technical ability to wrestle, work a body part. What do you say, Paul?
Well, we've definitely got a very good crowd in tonight. I mean, like you say, a lot of the younger audience usually pop for the more high-flying stuff, but they're definitely very into this very technical start. Quite an Olympic-style lock-up there. And Paul Malen on the arm of James Mason. And again, working that around the ring. Whoa. And a nice handspring there by James Mason. And he's working over the, like I said, massive arm of Paul Malen. Old school Irish whip there. You see him bending the fingers back. Just shows the experience of James Mason using these different maneuvers that not a lot of wrestlers know.
Absolutely. And Graham Dixon, the referee, having probably his easiest match of the evening. At the moment, these two guys. James Mason certainly won't bend the rules. Paul Malen may, but because they're up against James Mason, I think we'll see a technical match from both of them. And there, again, good counter and reverse from Malen. Sort of a slight figure four combination there. That won't worry James Mason too much. Looking for the ropes, but James Mason won't need the ropes. And a lovely little roll out of it, and ready for the next lockup. And the crowd just about warming to this. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but they'll warm to it eventually.
The crowd are very respectful of these two men's technical ability. Really getting behind James Mason there when he was in the figure four. A nice Roman knuckle lock there. I think Paul Malen's size has slightly got him the advantage in this hold. Like pushing James Mason down into a neck bridge.
Come on! One! Shoulder up.
One.
One!
Count only.
Shoulder up again, just one count.
James Mason.
One! Both shoulders up.
Of his own,
No
pushing
way.
off the mat. And a nice bridge.
Come on!
Really nice neck bridge there. And Paul Malen's trying to use all his size to try and break the bridge of James Mason. Oh, we see a monkey flip. Sends Paul Malen to the other side of the ring. And James been very respectful by not getting Paul Malen while he's in the ropes, so he's waiting for him.
Yeah, look of surprise on Paul Malen there as his monkey climbed into that corner. It's a move you don't see very often these days in wrestling. Certainly in the olden days or the 80s and 90s, monkey climbs were all the rage. But both guys sizing each other up, don't know where to go, where to take each other. And Malen eventually taking that left arm of James Mason. Trying to slow James Mason down. There'll be about 10 years age difference, I would have thought, in these two. Something like that. But look at that. Superb headstand from Mason. Callum, marvellous.
Oh, definitely. And did you see that? Mason did the headstand to distract Malen, and it worked. Malen looking in amazement there. Forgot he had the arm of James Mason and got taken into a wrist lock of his own. And now a nerve hold, another move you don't see very often, into an arm bar. And you can see on the face of Paul Malen that this man's not ready to give up yet. We might see that mean streak come on, Paul. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think a mean streak maybe, but I don't think any rule bending from Malen. I think he realises up against a world-class contender in James Mason without a shadow of a doubt. And I think if Paul Malen thinks he can rule bend with James Mason, then he's in, that would be a big mistake, because James Mason's been in there with the best of them, and he can rule bend with the best of them as well.
Two again, just two counts.
Oh yeah, he really has, but that headlock there applied by Paul Malen, you can see how tight it is. Is this actually, oh yeah, that's a fancy maneuver there by James Mason. Again, something you don't see every day. I think with James Mason's old school offense is catching Paul Malen off guard a few times, and we've seen it with the headstand, and we've seen it there again with that little shuffle out of the headlock. I think Malen's getting a little frustrated.
Yeah, that headlock and the get out from the headlock. And you're a bit too young, Callum, but very reminiscent of Les Kellett in the old World of Sport days. Seen him get out of a headlock in that way many, many times. So some of the old World of Sport fans out there, they'll have seen Les Kellett use that move. And Malen, once again, eyeing up James Mason cautiously. He knows he's out there. He's in a match and his belt's on the line. That belt has been round his waist for 18 months. And he needs to be at his absolute tip-top best to keep it round his waist this evening.
Yeah, it seems that every time James Mason goes for a more like a fancy old-school maneuver, Paul Malen finds a way, like a more strong-style way to get out of it. Now onto some shots from James Mason. Puts him into a kind of armbar there. And you see Paul Malen drawing the fist back. That must be really hurting Malen. You can see the pain etched all over his face, and Malen flips over James Mason. You see he's got a knee on the face, cutting off some offense for James Mason there. very much in control is Paul Malen. But James Mason coming back with a few right hands. I think Mason could pull this back.
Well, yeah, at the moment it's 50-50. There's no clear leader for me at the moment. Very technical, both working the same left arm.
Oh, 1, 2.
Mason going for a pin there. We're never going to pin Malen with that bit of a 2 count and an easy kick out for Paul Malen. And now Paul Malen's got James Mason in the scissors. Once again, just leans forward and gets a 2 count, and once again back in the body scissors. James Mason threatening there to punch him, but I can't see that happening.
1, 2.
There, body scissors is something else we don't see.
That's a 2 again.
I think
2 count.
Paul Malen is trying to use some of James Mason's old school style. I don't think that's working. I mean, you see that double underhook headlock. I think Paul Malen's got himself in a spot of trouble there. Unless he could use these big legs to get out of Mason's grasp. But Mason looks firmly in control once again. Going for a sharp shooter of type here, maybe. Malen's trying to prevent it. Again, working the left arm. Shows the ring smarts of Malen. Really bending that wrist and back into the armbar. I mean, when you've got a guy that size on your arm, you know, there's no way you can move. Like you can see he's got that arm locked in, that armbar locked in, and putting a lot of pressure on the shoulder.
Yeah, but James Mason once again just rolling through and out of it and relieve a bit of pressure. I'm sure this leg's going to. Oh, there you go. Whoa. Once again a bit of the old Les Kelly there, distracting Malen with the left leg, and eventually the move is released. And first time in the match, a couple of big forearms there from James Mason. And the double arm underhook. Sure, Paul Malen will not give from this. That belt is on the line. And once again, a lovely reversal into the headlock takedown. And wrestling at its best, Callum.
Oh, definitely some very, very technical moves and reversals from these two. Pure wrestling clinic going on in the ring right now. But Paul Malen keeps going back to that headlock. He's got wrapped tightly around James Mason's neck. And Mason with a few forearms sends him off the ropes. Ooh, a nice tackle there. Oh, Malen anticipating Mason's offense and cuts him off straight away with a headlock takeover. And like you said, that long hair of Malen not really doing him any favours. A few pulls there from James Mason.
Yeah, it's still too close to call for me. I did say Paul Malen at the beginning of the match, and I'm not going to change my mind. And again, James Mason there, another old world of sport get out. Confusing the hell out of Paul Malen. Just don't know where this match is going to turn next. It's going to be a handshake. And there we go, good old handshake. Yeah. Paul Malen clapping his hands together and a huge spray of sweat coming from his hands. It must be warm work out there. And James Mason will wriggle his way out of this. And there we go. Nice reversal. Oh, and a takedown. 1, 2. 2 again, 2 count. And just a steady 2 count. There we go. 1. And once again, that headlock takedown again by Malen. Trying to slow James Mason down.
Yeah, Malen has switched from the left arm and found that the head is a better body part of James Mason to attack. And now Mason back to a vertical base, maybe going for a top wrist lock, and he's got it locked in. Can Paul... Oh, Paul pulls him back into the headlock. And Mason... he's got him down.
1, 2. 2 again. 2 count.
Little slow count by the ref there. Again, Mason showing his respect for Paul Malen by letting him up. And Mason looks intent. He wants that championship belt. I mean, he's been in WWE, he's been in TNA, but he's never been the Megaslam champion, but that could all change tonight.
1,
Indeed
2.
it could. It just needs one lapse of concentration from either man, really.
1.
And Graham Dixon
1,
being
2.
run ragged. That's a double shoulder down.
1, 2.
Again, a double shoulder down. And both men agreeing to break that one up. Paul Malen really doesn't know where James Mason's going to come at him next.
Well, that little exchange of pins kind of sums up the match so far. Both men still jousting for position. No one's really been on top for most of this match. They've both had their little stints, but it's very, very much 50-50. Looking like they're going to lock up again. Oh. Paul Malen's really working over the whole body of James Mason. Now on that left leg, he's moved from the arm to the head to the leg. It's a very, very smart strategy, taking out all of James Mason's offense.
He is indeed, Callum. Probably actually strategy to slow James Mason down a little. James Mason has mixed it with the best, so over this time, he's and there we go. You see that window opens a fraction, and James Mason capitalises, and now it's Paul Malen who's under the cosh.
Dig him now.
Now leaving on the arm, referee Graham Dixon asking Malen the question, but Malen won't give up his belt that easy.
Dig him. 1. Under the ropes,
And
just a 1.
into the ropes, and Mason, like the professional he is, releasing straight away. An absolute torrent of sweat pouring off Mason this evening. But still too close to call, but I'm sticking with my man. I'm sticking with Malen for victory.
Right, you stick with Malen. I'm definitely going to stick with Mason. But like you say, too close to call at this stage in the match, and they both wanted to get into control there. No messing about with the lockup. But you see the size advantage of Malen coming in now. The strong style shots to the chest and back of Mason. You really see that mean streak coming out of Paul Malen now. Oh, as he hits Mason's head off the turnbuckle, but Mason's coming back. He's a fire. Really nice body slam there. Oh, and a flip set on 1, 2. Oh, but a kick out by Paul Malen.
Just 2 again. 1, 2.
Yeah, this up in the ante now, James Mason, using all his guile and experience, but Malen, of course, experienced guy. Oh, a bit of a flip.
1, 2, 3. That's it. It's a 3. 1, 2, 3.
And then James Mason letting his guard down for a split second. And Paul Malen retaining his championship belt. Well, Callum, I call that one.
Well done.
But what a great match. What a fantastic match for 100% professional wrestling. Technical. No dirty cheap shots. That's what wrestling's all about.
Yeah, that match was a pure wrestling clinic. I mean, fans showing respect for both men as they show respect for each other. I think that although...
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for James Mason!
Although it's very different to all the other matches on the card, I think that's why the crowd enjoyed it. I think the crowd really enjoyed this
It was definitely 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 count. Well done. Good match. Good one. Well done.
Yeah, it's the old technical style of wrestling. it's not something a crowd will warm to every so often, but the crowd hate the spar in Bridlington. Now realising that was a cracking wrestling match. Paul Malen keeping his title belt and going to hang it around his waist for a while longer. James Mason will be very upset about that. Just a split second lapse in concentration, and Paul Malen went over for the 3 count. So,
ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our Megaslam Wrestling Champion, the Warrior, Paul Malen.
so there we go, Callum. I did call Paul Malen at the start. I'm very close all the way through, but I'll take bragging rights for this week.
You did. You called Malen, I called Mason, but I don't think this is going to be James Mason's last shot at the championship. I think fans will want to see a rematch. I mean, definitely a very good match.
Music, the unknown.
The unknown with an attack from behind, he's took the belt. What a disrespectful man he is.
Looks like he's wanting to cash in on his championship match.
Well, let's see what happens here. This is the unknown. Are we going to see the unknown reveal himself?
He's already been through a lot with that match.
Is the unknown going to reveal himself? Is the man of mystery going to reveal himself? That's a really cheap shot on Paul Malen. Paul Malen just done half an hour of top technical wrestling with James Mason.
What's this all about?
Is the unknown going to unmask himself, do you think, Callum?
I really don't think he is. I mean, why should
We're
he?
going to have a tough match. What are you playing at?
I mean, if he doesn't unmask himself, then no one knows who's responsible for his actions. I mean, as he gets a steel chair out from under the ring. The referee's trying to protect Paul Malen, along with Brad Flash. And a shot to the inner leg and on the knee. Paul Malen.
He's already had a
The unknown is a real despicable character.
No.
Is he gonna? Another shot to the knee.
Who the hell are you? Get out.
I can't wait till Paul Malen comes for his revenge.
Absolutely, and if the unknown wants a title shot, then he should reveal who he is. Because as far as I'm concerned, and professional wrestling is concerned, if you don't show who you are, then you're not getting a title shot. That's just my opinion. What about you, Callum? What's your opinion on that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that could be anybody. I mean, why would you just give a title shot to? Oh, wait a second. Oh!
Who is it?
And the unknown has been unmasked.
Indeed. And that looks like... Oh my God, that's Bully Boy Carter. Well, there we go. We did talk about him being unmasked or unmasking himself, but he's been unmasked. And that's Bully Boy Carter. I cannot believe it.
Be friends with him?
You said you were.
After everything you've done to me, you honestly believe that you can trust me? I'm here for one thing that I want and I deserve. That's my champion.
Come here. What's the matter?
That is my championship.
Get me help.
Title shot.
Get me help. I'll get you up, mate. Let's get you up. Come on, mate.
So what do you say? What do you say,
Come on,
Malen?
then.
If you're such a tough champion, what do you say? Do you accept? No. What do you mean, no? No.
It's not
happening. It's not happening. No. Okay, how about this, Paul? How about this? Remember that I know you better than anyone else. I know who your family are. Do you want them to be safe? Think about your mother, Paul. Think about your girlfriend. Get your ass in here now and give me what I deserve. Come on. on! Think about your family! I know where they live, Paul! I know your mother! I know your girlfriend! Think about Laura, Paul! Come on! Think about her! Come on! What do you say?
Ring the bell! The match is on!
Well, it's a turn up for the Bucks, isn't it? Paul Malen says ring the bell. I don't like Bully Boy Carter.
This match is for the Megaslam Wrestling Championship.
Well, I'm speechless. Obviously,
Come on, Paul!
They give.
I don't know what to say, Callum. What do you want to say?
Well,
Bridgerton, get behind him!
Bully Boy Carter said he
Back
wants
off,
to get
let
what
him
he
get up.
deserves. I think that's a royal beating at the hands of Paul Malen. I mean, I don't think you're the only one that dislikes
No!
Bully Boy
Get
Carter
up
right
and let him
now.
get up. Let him get up. Let him get up.
I
Give him a
dislike
chance.
him with a
Working on his
passion.
leg.
Fight back!
Give him a chance. All right, that's on.
Come on, Paul!
Back off a minute.
Why can't he wait for
Oh, come on.
next week or a couple of weeks? Why would he want to take on a wrestler
chance to
who's
get
just
up.
gone through half an hour of sheer hell with James Mason? If he picks up the win, then it will be an easy win. I want to see Paul Malen shut this guy up for good and send him home packing.
I'm sure Paul Malen's going to do that when he gets back to his feet, but Bully Boy Carter's just not allowing that. I mean, it's a really nasty hold he's put on Malen, and Malen's been through a lot tonight. Can he withstand it?
Get him, that's it. Get up.
Oh my
It's
God.
submits. Off. Go. Get up.
And
It's submits.
Megaslam
Get off, he submits. Get off. Get off.
Bully Boy
Off.
Carter!
He's
How
giving
can you
in. He
justify
submits. Get off him.
Well, you can't, can you?
Get off.
Disgraceful end to the evening, and some of the wrestlers earlier on, this Tom Weaver, Rick Mondragon and Robbie McKenzie coming in there to help out their pal Paul Malen. But what a way to give up the Megaslam Championship belt. For me,
I absolutely hate to do this, but the winner and Megaslam Wrestling Champion, Bully Boy Carter.
can't believe it. Can't believe that that's been allowed to happen. The man is rotten to the core, cannot stand him, and he's now got the Megaslam Championship belt around his shoulder. Disgraceful, Callum.
Yeah, he is now the new Megaslam champion, but I think he's made a hell of a lot of enemies along the way, and I don't think he's going to stay champion for a long time. I think there's going to be a lot of guys waiting in line to take that belt from him, but most notably Paul Malen.
So dirty.
I mean, you can't justify not giving this guy a rematch after that brutal beating that he just went through. I mean, that's what it was. It was a beating. It wasn't a wrestling match.
Absolutely, if there was a rematch, Paul Malen would rip this guy limb for limb. He doesn't deserve to be in the same ring as Paul Malen. It was an unprovoked attack, and how you can have a championship match after such an attack, I'll never know. But there you go. That's wrestling, that's the game. And for the present moment in time, Bully Boy Carter is a Megaslam champion.
Well, I hope it's just a moment. I mean, this guy, I don't even know what to say. I mean, this is just disrespectful, it's dishonorable.
Saturday in Megaslam Wrestling, Paul Malen, after a year and a half, has lost the Megaslam Championship to who he thought was a friend. It makes me sick to announce that the new Megaslam Wrestling Champion, this man, Bully Boy Carter.
I think Brad just summed it up. Terrible.
Yeah, words fail me, Callum. So we'll forget about Bully Boy Carter, and we'll just go back over the evening. For me, want to see Tom Weaver back. Got to see that young man back. His first appearance for Megaslam. I'm pretty sure it won't be his last one. So Tom Weaver, yeah, he's going to come back. I want to see Ritmo Dragon and Robbie McKenzie go one-on-one to high flyers.
Megaslam Wrestling Champion.
And I want to see Prince Azim and Teresa again. For me, that was a good match. It was just the naughty tactics of Prince Azim. What do you think?
Well, yeah, and it was all topped off by a brilliant main event that was sadly ruined by an attack, but I'm sure the crowd thoroughly enjoyed tonight's event.
So there we go, that's it for the this evening at the Spa Hall in Bridlington, a Megaslam fight night. And in the words of my late great friend Ken Walton, we'll see you all next week. Goodbye.